You're about to listen to a podcast full of wonder, excitement, and discovery. It's time for an adventure through Odyssey. Hey.
Jazz hands.
Yes. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Adventures Through Odyssey podcast, Odyssey Revisited. We're actually back for 2018 this time.
Time. Sure.
With our new bi-schedule, meaning bi-weekly. Don't read too far into that. I'm Will, here with John and Leah, and today we are going to be covering Album 64, Beneath the Surface, the newest album in the list, and we'll put a little bonus episode with the first two club episodes for the year up, so, because I have thoughts about one of them. Okay. Sorry, I got a new webcam. There's a bit of a time delay on it. I just discovered it was a thing. So, okay, so we're gonna kick this off with your honest opinion, please. After Wooten accidentally gives a negative review of Penny's artwork, he feels he must do everything to keep from offending her. This includes allowing her to hang her frightening clown paintings all over the house. Meanwhile, Connie shares a studio with a fellow student who is intensive to his own distracting habits. Insensitive to his own distracting habits. Okay.
Good pronunciation there, Will.
Thanks. So, I know John heard this one.
I did hear this one. That is correct. It was better than some episodes in some degrees. I think the part with Connie's art instructor was pretty decent. The stuff with Wooten, it was like a mixed bag, what I thought, because part of it's like he was trying not to offend her, but another part is I feel like there should have been some awareness that he was uncomfortable with it to the degree that she started doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, that was because I get like the point where you have to be honest, and I think that's a very good message. But considering that he made it clear that he didn't really like those paintings and they creeped him out, and the fact that she's like, can I please like hang them up in your office? Like, that was kind of weird to me. Like, okay, I get like he should just be honest and say no. However, I think there's a point where it's like, wouldn't she realize how uncomfortable this is making him? And it's already nice that he's letting her do it. I don't know. There was just a point in the episode I was like, kind of went a little far for me.
And I think by now, he would already have clown paintings in his house, along with all the other stuff he's collected.
True.
Yes.
Huh. Right. Yeah, I mean, why didn't Penny just take the photos down was my first question, like in between showings.
And why didn't she display them at the art gallery?
Right. At first I thought it was like that episode where Katrina got an intentionally bad haircut to tell Eugene to be more assertive about himself.
Is that the same one,
That's
where Connie's like the
bedazzling?
The what? Yeah.
It's the bedazzle episode, yes.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of that one.
Right. And to what John said, the Connie and her lab partner stuff, like, I know people who do kind of annoying things and don't know it, and nothing he did was, like, intentionally vicious. The ending was a great payoff, though.
Yeah.
The ending was funny, maybe a little over the top.
I don't know,
Just a hair.
Artists act like that, John. I don't know what you're talking about.
What artists do you know that act like that?
No comment.
Okay.
Okay, I guess
I know any artist will.
Yes. Okay, anyway, moving forward, Secret of the Writer's Room. Oh, wait. Wooten almost falls behind on his comic book writing. How does he not have this stuff planned out further in advance?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
And what happened to that office that Wit made for him in Wit's End?
I assumed that was only until the house was built.
Yeah. It seems like he could go to Wit's End and work on it.
That's true. That is very true. Alrighty. Secret of the Writer's Ruse. After a long dry spell, the Jones and Parker Detective Agency could be back to with their biggest case yet, an investigation into a manuscript that could be famous writer Mary Malloway's long-lost final mystery. John did not hear this episode, so in the context of the world, Mary Malloway disappeared the same way Agatha Christie did for about 2 days. So... And they think they found this manuscript, and Morty's in the episode, so... Or Maury.
They need to get rid of that character.
Well, he's already giving Wit his wit fears.
I know.
What?
So, okay, So, to me, the entire episode is almost an interesting self-parody, because the whole, spoiler alert, the episode ends with Wit having set up the mystery because he felt like Emily wasn't being intellectually stimulated enough. And, okay, so it's every Odyssey mystery where it connects back to characters we know, things come together just a little too cleanly in the end, and it doesn't seem to be aware of the fact it's kind of parodying itself.
Okay.
I mean, what happened to the imagination station and, like, the inspiration station?
True.
Like, why did they have to do it in real life?
I don't know. Huh.
No one knows what happened to the inspiration station or the imagine. It's because they're making less episodes, so they're like, we gotta, like,
John, there's a 2-part imagination station episode in this album.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
Wait.
It's been so long.
David and Absalom's imagination station.
Oh, yeah, I didn't listen to that one. I have not heard that many imagination station episodes because they always bored me when I was little.
Yeah.
So I've started to listen to more of them.
That's fair. Okay, so... I didn't hate this episode at all. I just kind of felt like the ending might have been a little too much.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's Maury sets up the whole thing for them, and clearly they're building him up to be some grand reveal later on.
Right.
So, of course...
And I feel like he's gonna be, like, end up being connected to, like, Buck or Mr. Skint somehow.
Actually, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Because didn't Jones...
He's kind of, like, the same attitude as Buck when he first came, you know, charming with the kids, you know.
Right. Yeah, just the ending with Wit praying because Maury somehow made him feel uncomfortable. I do not like they have turned Wit into Super Saiyan in terms of detecting people's... I don't know.
I don't think you know what Super Saiyan means, well.
Okay, I don't like they've turned Wit into, like, this... drug-sniffing dog for unfaithfulness.
Well, it's like what they did in Between the Lines.
Oh, yeah. Yes, that's very true. I will say, at least it's not an episode where Emily's insufferable, and they piece together what's going on pretty quickly, so...
Yeah, they need to get some better mysteries or just stop doing these episodes.
Well, their mysteries that aren't Jones and Parker episodes are fine.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's just the Jones and Parker ones that are like,
right.
How old are these kids and what are they doing?
I mean, I'm assuming they're in middle school.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. David and Absalom part... Oh, wait, wrong one. Got too excited. Sir Buddy's Snowy Day. When school is canceled, Buddy... Leah's face says it all. Buddy goes sledding with the Parker family. On the way to the park and back, he faces a series of menacing obstacles and faces a new nemesis while trying to retrieve a coat for the maiden Olivia. So, just so John knows, this is a remake of Snow Day to, like, the nth degree.
Which is rather kind of stupid.
Except there were no cookies.
Yeah, there were actually stakes in this episode, which was kind of the problem. I mean, it's seriously a remake, right down to Buddy and Jay going down Bunker's Hill in a sled. I mean, on a garbage can lid, even.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of this album was just remaking stuff.
It's most Odyssey now.
True. Well, this one... Well, here's the problem. This one added a moral about childhood crushes. Because we leave... The description leaves out...
That's what we all... Yeah.
Because the description leaves out how Buddy just falls head over heels for Olivia. And then Mrs. Parker gives this whole speech about childhood crushes being fading. A speech that would have been fine had it come from literally anybody else. Because coming from her mother, it's like a stay away from my daughter, you weirdo sort of speech.
Yeah, I could see the problem with that.
And I also feel like Olivia is in high school.
Is she? Probably. We don't know how...
Well, if, like, Buck is, like, 16...
Yeah.
And Jules is 16, then she's got to be at least 15, 14, I don't know.
Yeah, I think she was introduced as 14 or 15, so that would make sense. And if Buddy's friends with, Matthew...
Yeah.
I mean, to me, the biggest problem is that stupid medieval narration that is in every Buddy episode.
Yeah. That's just, like, kind of dumb, and it's like, I wonder if kids actually do that.
I don't know. Again, it's like someone rewrote Snow Day, not getting why that worked, but let's just talk about the best part of this episode. Jay is confirmed back.
Yeah, that was the silver lining to the sadness of it.
Yes. So...
I mean, I don't know why that he even left. I mean... Because the guy who voices Jay is like an adult.
I think he got a TV show or something.
I think you're just making that up and you have no idea what he got.
No, I think it's actually accurate. I think I read that he got a different job or something else and wasn't able to do it.
The Adventures in Odyssey podcast is very direct when it comes to why people are leaving. Oh, he looks a little scary. He was the kid in Jurassic Park, so...
Yeah, he was the kid in Jurassic Park.
I just think it's interesting that his name is Wit.
Oh, yeah. Maybe he'll take over Wit's End.
Oh, boy.
Let's see, he was one of the victims in Nightmare on Elm Street.
Didn't he, like, voice Star Wars video games or something?
I believe so, yes. Okay.
I think they need to just continue to bring Jay back in, like, surprising ways like that, where he just shows up in the middle of nowhere, where you don't think he's gonna show up.
I agree. Oh, even better, he was in McGee and Me. And before anyone asks in the comments, never.
What? Never?
If we'll talk about McGee and Me. I'm sure I'll eat my foot on that at some point, but...
Oh, that show? Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about something else.
What did you think? I don't want to know.
I thought you were referencing, like, that movie, Mac and Me.
No,
I'm
McGee
like,
and Me.
what? Yeah, I get what you're talking about now.
Yeah, it looks like he left to do some Star Wars stuff and be in an Imagine Dragons musical video. I just said musical video like an idiot.
Yeah, sweet musical video, man.
Oh. So anyway, the episode ends with Buddy's crush on Olivia fading because she doesn't like what is clearly this world's analog to Game of Thrones, which, should Odyssey have an analog to Game of Thrones?
I mean, no, but I mean, it's like kind of whatever.
I mean, they always try to, like, reference stuff that's going on or, like, popular things right now.
I know, but if you know anything about Game of Thrones, it's not the kind of thing you want to be referencing in your kid's show.
Which I don't know anything.
Let's just say, Leah, it airs on HBO, and it's very, adult.
Yeah. It's just not appropriate. But that they've referenced other non-appropriate things before.
I mean, what was that? The, like,
how to
video
say.
game or board game thing?
Well, yeah, but that
What
was
was
like...
called?
Dungeons and Dragons, Castles and Culture. Well, that was a condemnation of it. This wasn't like anti-Game of Thrones.
Right.
And then,
That's true.
Yeah. Oh, now we can all ship Buddy and Zoe after this, and her foot cream.
We haven't seen Zoe again, have we?
Zoe was in the foot cream episode, then kind of eked her way into the album episodes, but she's voiced by she sounds exactly like Olivia, so I can never tell who's supposed to be talking. So.
Yeah.
But yes.
I just am wondering, where was Nelson? I feel like Nelson would have a crush on Olivia.
That's true. They always they always kind of hand-wave characters having crushes.
Yeah. I feel like that would be the most logical
Yeah, I agree.
one to happen, though.
Yeah. So yes, keep an eye out for my 20-minute essay on why Snow Day is a better episode than Sir Buddy's Snowy Day.
And it's like, why would you go to the effort of trying to remake it?
I don't.
You could just go back and listen to the good original.
I don't know. That is a wonderful question. I will throw John back in here as I read the next description, and I seem to be the only one who has heard this one. David and Absalom, parts 1 and 2. When Wit sends Olivia and Matthew on an imagination station adventure to Old Testament days, the pair discover that their heroes have dark sides as well.
Now, I did listen to this one, and I actually did enjoy it, so...
I did as well. I don't think having Olivia drool over a man for the first half was a great idea.
Yeah, that was a little too much.
Yeah.
It's like, it's an imagination station adventure, like, it's gonna end in like an hour.
That's true. Yeah, you know, I wish Odyssey would do more of this, you know, Bible characters weren't perfect thing, but you can't win them all. I appreciate they kept the ending in at least.
Yeah.
Which I was so convinced
I
they...
just don't like those kind of episodes to take up like 2 out of, is it 6 episodes now?
Yeah.
To like take up that much of a new album, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, ever since they went to 6, I'm just... Maybe they should start relegating those to club episodes.
Yeah, I feel like that would fit better than even like the club episodes that are more the normal like lifestyle episodes.
Right.
I
Yeah.
feel like those should be put in albums.
I know. The February episode we could have dropped in the album, although I've got some thoughts on that we'll get back to in a moment. But yes.
I've listened to that one so many times, I'm just gonna say that.
Oh my. Okay. Alrighty. So we'll move on to the last episode because there's not a lot to say about this one. It's a very good adaptation of the Bible story. You know, Olivia and Matthew kind of going on a trip together is something we don't see a lot, so
Yeah.
they're always kind of separate.
That's true.
But
It's always Camilla in these like adventures, so.
oh yeah, it is. Yeah, nice to throw the older kids a bone. Okay, out of the picture, a scuba diving adventure leads an unlikely investigation as Wooten and Penny try to find the owner of a camera discovered at the bottom of Trickle Lake. Meanwhile, after Buck attempts to make contact with Mr. Skit, Eugene takes him on a road trip to find out more about the boy's bewildering personal history. Okay. On one hand, I was surprised this wasn't a two-parter, but I'm also very glad it wasn't.
Yeah, they tried to cram a lot into one episode.
Yeah, but I don't think
Like,
they really could have done more than one episode. That's the problem.
yeah, there wasn't enough
Right.
story for that.
Yeah, especially with the way Buck's thing eventually kind of circles.
Yeah, they're just basically, I feel like, going to redo the whole Eugene looking for his father.
That's well, if Buck's father is still alive.
Right, so that's gonna become a whole nother storyline across like probably 5 albums coming up.
Oh, it's probably going to be 10 considering there's only 6 episodes to an album now. Let's
Yeah.
be honest with ourselves. But I would actually contend this is one of the best episodes since they came back from that little soft reboot.
Yeah. It was pretty entertaining, and what's the Wooten's like butler's name?
Bradford.
Bradford. I always like when he makes an appearance.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's all...
Um,
Right, and that did finally confirm my question I always had about Bradford. Is he just going along with this, or does he like Wooten? Well, now we know, so...
yeah.
Like, the only 2 things about the episode that truly irked me were, 1, of course Wooten and Penny go scuba diving every month.
I know, and like, you're usually in local lakes. You're not usually allowed to swim in them.
True.
Like,
Or...
let alone scuba dive in them.
Yeah, I'll just say, one of our uncles once tried to go scuba diving at our aunt's lake house, and I think almost got arrested.
I've heard about that.
I believe Doug tried to go scuba diving in Marl Lake and almost got arrested, and he also couldn't see because Marl is naturally occurring mineral gets a little dusty. But
Oh my.
yeah. And then, halfway through the episode when Buck makes that fake family tree and Eugene and Katrina get really mad. Okay, he does make the point that he needs to pass the assignment.
Right, and the fact that he added Jules was kind of like,
right.
Where are they going with this?
Oh, we all know where they're going with it. The question is, will they get together before Connie and Jason?
That's true, yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. I just want those two characters to leave, so
Well,
I'm kind of done with Jules at the moment.
Yeah, well, I mean, she won the Get in the Show contest, so maybe the next Get in the Show contest winner will, I don't know, be Buck's half-brother.
Oh, that's true. Another one is coming on. Except they didn't, guarantee actually being in an episode, so...
Oh, I did not hear this.
Yeah, I think it was just to perform live on the cruise.
Yeah, did that episode ever get released?
Well, there was a video, I think, in the club of it, and they were having Thanksgiving dinner.
Huh.
It was did you see that?
I did not.
You need to go watch it. It's either in the bonus or, I think it might be the club, in an extra of a club episode. I don't know how I saw it, but it was a video of them, Woot and Penny, Whit, Eugene,
Ooh.
Connie, Jules, and they were all eating Thanksgiving dinner at the table. It's pretty entertaining.
Okay, well, when that episode officially gets released, we will cover it right here. Anyway, so just to catch John up, we're on the episode about the camera, and Eugene and Buck go on a road trip to find Buck's real family, and they actually do... Okay, I don't know how convenient this lead was, but at least it doesn't, lead them to the complete answer. So...
Okay.
Yeah.
So they just kind of tease people.
Well, they get to this old apartment building, and this woman just says, well, for starters, your name isn't Buck Oliver. So, you're kind of...
What was his name?
I don't think they ever said. Maybe they're, building up a reveal of an old character being related to Buck somehow, which I kind of hope they don't do.
Yeah, I don't...
Clara. That would be good.
Yeah.
That would be such a pull. Odyssey's not even going for those kind of pulls anymore. They're going to be like, oh man, Tom Riley's kid, he actually lived, and this is your son, his son.
Know who it should be?
Timmy was 18 when he died.
Yeah,
Really?
so he could have a son. No, it's Timmy's son.
Oh,
And
okay.
I don't think he was 18.
Yeah, I think he was younger than that.
He was
or
younger.
he older?
I thought he had finished high school.
I don't know, because he drowned in the boat, because they had a sleepover.
Okay, you can have sleepovers after high school, John.
Yeah, they definitely didn't sound like high schoolers, though.
No.
Okay, fine. You guys keep talking. I'm going to Google how old Timmy was.
Oh, it's not.
Okay,
Doesn't matter.
They should totally make it like Jared, Dwight's son, and Jared had to disappear from some big spy scandal thing or whatever.
Okay, that would be kind of cool. I mean, it brings the Odyssey aging timeline into question again, but...
How come Connie has never aged?
Yes, exactly. Okay. Yeah, they do not have his age. It's 30 years ago, that's all we have. Anyway, so we get this whole backstory about Buck. I won't spoil it for John, but if they never touch on Buck's family history again, it's a solid way to leave it. But there's also enough where if they want to kind of expound upon it, they can.
Which they will.
Yeah. They'll find Mr. Skint will be hiding out in the room of consequence. Oh my gosh.
He's gonna come through the secret tunnel.
Didn't it blow up? Again? Oh wait, it's still
Did
there.
it?
No, wait, never mind. I don't know
And he's just gonna hide secret cameras in the books in Wit's office.
Oh no, it's Novacom round 2.
Mitch needs to come back again and say that he didn't end up getting married.
Oh gosh.
They're just... the only reason...
I might throw my radio out the window.
The only reason they brought him back was just to, be stop telling us to, bring him back. Even though, it would have been realistic bring him back.
But just to close it for once and for all.
Right. Yeah, if they brought Mitch back again to say he didn't get married, I might throw my radio out the window. And I live on the 9th floor.
You still have a radio?
I do, actually.
Oh.
I don't use it, but I'll, like, take it out of the closet and throw it out the window as a symbolic gesture.
Instead of throwing your phone out the window.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Again, payoff to the Wooten story was sweet. It is, again, how does everything connect back to Wit?
Yeah, and I feel like it kind of set themselves up to tell more of Wooten's story before he came to Odyssey.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
I feel like that's something that they're gonna continue telling.
Right. Because we know he had a bad relationship with his father, but that's about it. And
right.
Yeah, there's something interesting in there, I'm sure of it.
My real problem with a bunch of these episodes is it feels like in some ways Odyssey's just trying to play off nostalgia, which can work, but a lot of times they do it by ripping stuff off,
yeah,
or just bringing in random characters for like an episode, and it's like, well, that was it. Like, sure, it was nice to like see Marvin at a random basketball camp for some reason, but then like the other half just seems to be kind of like stuff that normal, like some of the other stuff, it's just like I'm tired of the Parkers. I like them fine, but like basically now every one of them somehow, like if it involves kids, unless it's Buck, it involves Buck or the Parkers
family now. And there hasn't been much with like the Jones family besides Emily being in a ton of them.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what happened to Barrett and Priscilla?
I'm not even against
Pamela has a problem, part 2. Just kidding.
What?
I'm saying that. Never mind.
I have
Headcanon.
nothing against them just using a main family. I think Odyssey's done that a bunch. Like they did that with the Washingtons, they did that with the Barclays, but there were always other stories with other kids. And I feel like the problem is that, like, if you have one family where you use it till the family stories, that's fine to me. But they're basically also using the kids as the ones telling the kids stories, or at least it always has to involve one kid from this family.
I really liked the time where I think it was when Whit was in Israel when when the actor died.
Yeah.
And they had just all these random kids. I feel like they didn't really focus on one family that much.
Yeah, it was during their kind of time to retool. But yeah, they're stuck. To be fair, John, the Parkers aren't in this last episode, but they are stuck in a rut.
Right, but besides Buck, what other kids did it focus on?
I mean, you get to hear from young Wooten.
Unless now they have Buck. And now it's like, oh, so if there's a story featuring a kid, it has to prominently feature one of the Parkers or Buck.
Well, I hope...
Or both.
That's true.
I hope at some point we get Jay and Buck back together.
Oh, my. And what happened to Vance? Isn't he homeschooled now?
I thought he was in juvie.
I think they're just done with him.
Well, yeah, because after he and his dad pulled off that whole scam.
Yeah. Well, if you know what happened to Vance, leave it in the comments. But,
yeah, I would like to see Priscilla more.
Oh.
And
Priscilla just kind of up and vanished.
Yeah.
It's like every kid they tried to introduce in like the first 2 or 3 albums after the hiatus basically up and vanished.
That's true. After they replaced...
Like there was a kid, because there was Barrett, there was Priscilla, there was the more nerdy kid.
Nelson.
Yeah.
Who, like,
His sister has come back, but...
True.
What happened to Nelson? Maybe he ended up going to, like, college early, like Eugene.
Oh.
There was that...
Smart.
There was a guy who was on the basketball team.
Ryan Cummings?
Yeah.
It was kind of like the kids, bro kids.
Right.
Right, but like if you have them, like why not? Like they basically just because people seem to like the Parkers, so they doubled down on the Parkers. Is basically what they did, and like you can apply, like because the kids are pretty, a lot of times like a blank slate, so like you can apply problems to different kids, and it was like that's fine. But instead, it's just like, let's just keep focusing on the Parkers. Oh, let's have an episode where Camilla converts to Christianity, even though there's been no indication, even in the episode itself, that she isn't a Christian.
Yeah, and wait.
Instead of like we could use a character, like they've done episodes where one they've had long-term characters become Christians, and episodes where just they meet that character in that episode and they become a Christian. Like you did not have to apply the Parker, like that person to that. I'm not. It was just weird. I'm like, what? Like I get like that's the like you could say that she didn't fully accept it yet, but it's kind of like there was no indication ever that she wasn't.
Right, that was kind of odd to me that she all of a sudden got a younger sounding voice.
True.
And then she like, it was kind of like they just made up a whole new character.
Yeah.
And I don't like them doing all the episodes where they just introduce one new friend or one new kid, and it's like we get invested in that kid for one episode and you never hear from them again.
Yeah, I mean, I would think it's a voice actors union thing, but you'd think it would be cheaper to keep one voice actor on as one friend as opposed to let's get someone every week.
Yeah.
Because if you follow Mrs. Parker's voice actor on Twitter, she is very into the voice actors union. So...
Do you follow her on Twitter?
Yes. I follow quite a few of the Odyssey voice actors on Twitter. Andre Stoika is hilarious. Yeah. But Andre Stoika is not on Twitter, do not correct me. But... Okay, so anyway...
Can this Swit just die?
Oh my. Well, who are they gonna... You see, I'd almost say let's have him die in-universe, but give Andre Stoika a chance to do the episode, and then we kind of move on to, okay, who's taking over Wits End and all that stuff.
Yeah, but at that point, I feel like they just would never actually have him die because of all the people that would just say to them, why did he do that? La la la.
I guess that's true.
We're off tangent now, but we're just, like, complaining about stuff.
Except they have, like, addressed different health problems, maybe leading to him eventually dying. I don't know.
That's true.
It's weird to me that, like, after how much time and effort they took to replace the first Wit, it's kind of weird to me how kind of haphazardly they replaced.
Yeah. I mean, we all heard the Katie Lee interview, so...
That's true.
Where, like, she's like, oh, he was, like, the missing link in the Wit puzzle, or something.
Well, no, I get it, like, it feels like Wit, and that's fine. Part of me thinks Yeah, I heard that. I still... And if he captures the same vibe, I get that, but I don't always think he does. And I also think, like, here's my real problem. They could have hired I know they wanted someone close. They could have hired someone who could easily change their voice to sound closer to him. And I feel like the problem is, there's a point to having someone that fits the role, like personality-wise, but I believe they could find someone who could have changed their voice to sound more like Wit. It didn't have to sound perfect, like I understand, but it could have sounded better.
I feel like you get the point across that's Mr. Whitaker, but it just, when I go back and listen to old episodes, it just feels like it doesn't feel like him.
Well, let's just get Jim Cummings, who replaced Hal Smith originally.
Who is that?
The voice of Winnie the Pooh. He replaced Hal Smith as Winnie the Pooh, who kind of sounds like Wit, so...
I feel like Paul Herlinger was, like, really good.
Yeah.
I think here's part of the problem. The new Wit sounds significantly different, which would be fine. I think the problem is there hasn't been a lot since the hiatus, which has been years ago, to really endear you to that voice. And I feel like because Whit became almost like a secondary character in a lot of aspects.
Yeah.
Not like they want him to be a primary, but I feel like in a lot of times he kind of gets the back burner for some of the younger characters. Or like he just comes in at the end to kind of like give a moral or give some guidance. And I feel like we haven't had enough instances to see so that I'm endeared to the voice of the new Wit. It's not that it's like you can't ever change how a character's voice sounds, but because it's so inherently different, I need more to be like, yeah, like I recognize him as Mr. Whitaker, and I feel like they haven't done enough to do that.
So, a quick thing: Hal Smith did not voice Winnie the Pooh. He voiced Owl, and he was then replaced.
I was about to tell you that.
It gets better. He was then replaced by Andre Stoika, who then got replaced by Craig Ferguson. So,
I remember Andre Stoika played the owl. I remember reading that, but
okay. So, all right, back on track. Although I'm sure the audience will eat this up. Good episode. I think one of the best of the revived Odyssey, or Odyssey B, as I like to call it.
Yeah, I always enjoy a good Blue and Penny episode.
Right.
Especially, was Connie this one much? I can't remember.
I think she might have had a few lines, but she was just there to tell Penny about the ugly sweater Whit was wearing.
Oh, yeah.
Because she thought it would look great on Wooten, because of course she did.
Oh, we lost another one.
What? Oh.
Didn't we just lose Lilia?
No, I'm sure she'll be back in a moment.
Okay. I'm upset you didn't, like, text me when you lost me. Like, are you okay?
I kept trying to.
You didn't text me.
I messaged you. My phone's also across the room. I didn't want to get up.
If my computer, like, shuts... But here's the thing. If my computer, like, if I just go blank... Well...
Keep talking. I've got it. Okay. Oh, good. We just got a patented John rant. Our ratings will go through the roof. Okay. Okay, we can see and hear Leah again. Okay. I'll never make that face on the show again, but... Connie was not in it very much. You know, except for one moment of Eugene and Katrina having a bit of a logical leap in judgment, I thought it was a very good episode.
Yeah.
But it all comes back.
I didn't see it, so I can't comment.
Okay, so...
Yeah, my favorite are just when they ignore all the new kids and just focus on the good adult characters until they get some new kids.
Exactly. Just, like, have them go on a Wits End field trip, have them die in a tragic accident, and only keep Buck and Jay around.
Honestly, please get rid of Buck.
Okay.
I would way rather have, like, Jay.
Yeah, well, Buck still got more story to tell.
Yeah, so they can't get rid of him. Also, I feel like if Mr. Whitaker died, they've all of a sudden brought his brother-in-law along.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like he would be the one to take over Wits End.
That's probably true.
Because they're kind of setting it up that way, and I feel like it would be him and Jason, kind of like how it's Jack Allen and Jason.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't fight.
Get ready for some more video game disagreements.
Oh, please. I think they still have that room. We just never see it. Okay. So Leah and I will at least rank the albums, so I'm going to give it about an 8. Except for Sir Buddy, I thought all the episodes were very solid. So...
Yeah, I'll give it... Let's see. 8, I guess, as well, because I liked, like, over half of them, so...
Yeah. Alrighty, so as it is with this show, we normally get some information about the upcoming album, and we have a little bit. Album 65 is going to be called Expect the Unexpected.
I'm gonna guess I'm not gonna be surprised by anything in this album.
Well, here's some
That's
note.
my prediction.
Right. Well, the note here is the title is a working title, so they might change it.
Right, but I mean, it sounds very generic, but wouldn't be surprised they're like, we got a ton of surprises for classic fans and new fans alike.
Okay, and then we've got.
It should really be called Expect the Expected.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that'd be more accurate.
Yeah, so there are 3 episode titles: The Good People, The Shame About Fame, which is a Jules episode, and The Toy. That's all we know about any of them.
The toy. Huh. Is the toy gonna be like off of the Toy Man?
We can only hope.
What's the first one called?
Crap, I just closed the page and now I can't remember.
Was it The Good People?
The Good People.
The Good In People.
The Good In?
Yeah, The Good IN People.
Oh.
And
So
then,
that's gonna be about some weird club that comes to Odyssey.
Like the Happy Smilers.
yeah. Whit, Maury, and Olivia are confirmed for the episode.
So my guess is The Toy. My hope is that it's gonna be for some. My guess is it's gonna be some like historical episode about some toy, and like it's significant. I legitimately think that's probably what it will be. Like it's gonna have some kind of Christian relation, because if they're just calling it an episode "The Toy," that's pretty lame. If it's like
Yeah.
about like, man, we got and I can't think of a situation where it's like, what is Odyssey? Like someone trying to build like the best toy or something.
Pull House is in the episode.
Who?
Detective Pull House.
Is this like the
He's the-
missing Statue of Liberty episode?
Oh,
It's just
so
the
maybe-
toy's gonna go missing.
Okay, so
can
yeah,
only
maybe it's
hope.
gonna be it's probably gonna be some kind of like,
Probably
oh,
Buddy's toy.
Yeah.
Sir Buddy's toy.
Oh, my.
yeah, so it's gonna be, I mean, probably a mystery. It could, which still, that's a pretty lame name, The Toy. Like,
for a mystery.
Well, there's
it's
all.
like kids go home. It's like, no, we can help solve the mystery, and we'll do it better than you adults. Oh, is this possibly dangerous? Who cares?
Oh my. Yes.
Should I not be ducking into this alleyway and looking through garbage cans?
Probably not. Should we really be taking on a robber? No.
No.
Should we really try to stop that act of terrorism? Well, we're kids, so probably not. Oh wait, there weren't kids in the episode where a guy drives
We
his
might
car
get covered
into
in
that.
pink and black paint.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was a bad episode.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, what happened to Renee?
She's still in the club episodes.
Which
Wait.
but I feel like this year she hasn't appeared at least yet.
There's only been 2. She's
Well, yeah, but like
So if we're going
recently.
True. If we're going purely on numbers, she will be in the May episode.
Okay. That's too sparse to get to know a character.
I agree. I mean, Renee just kind of feels like Connie, but from Brave. Like, even if you see Renee's official artwork, it's kind of looks like the character from Brave.
Yeah, that's
So,
very true.
yes. Okay, so that wraps up the normal episode.
Oh, go.
Oh, got a lot of. Okay, so that wraps up this episode. Join us again next time when we will talk about the 4th season of the Adventure Club. Lord willing. And who knows, we have some other exciting things coming down the road later this year. We're going to do a live reading of my fan fiction, so get ready for that. Okay. No. Just kidding. Or am I? You'll see. Okay, I'll stop now.
I hope you're joking.
Alright,
I'm
anyway.
not showing up to family vacation.
But Leah, we need someone to play Camilla.
I mean, I
No.
just never
I'm
end
kidding.
up showing up. I just don't show up to family vacation.
That's
I
why
know.
I'm making a cardboard cutout of you this year, John.
Okay.
We have a cutout of Steve Nash with his face.
Oh my. Alrighty.
I don't know if I'll be there. I don't even listen this year.
I guess we'll find out.
It has not been
Never
determined.
mind. Let's just end it. We
Okay.
can talk about family matters later.
Alright, I'm Will.
I'm Leah.
I'm John.
We'll see you next time.